Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Yes, I want to welcome you to 2024 TAAS Tech Summit. My name is Oyeshaki Abiodun, also known as Oyedi Compare, and I'll be your hybrid host for today, both physical and for our participants online. Today we would be focusing on the theme leveraging technology for revenue growth. So we'll be making use of how we can take and make use of technology for wonderful revenue growth. We have wonderful lined up speakers, and we'll be kickstarting the event swiftly by having the opening prayer that will be taken by our wonderful CEO of TAAS. Please, a round of applause for Ms. Abiola Odesoya.
Everyone, let's quickly say a short prayer. So please join me as we say a short prayer. Our Father and our God, we thank you, King of glory, we worship you. I am that I am, we give you glory. We ascribe all glory, all honor, and adoration to your holy name. Lord, we ask, Lord, that you take control of the event. We ask that you speak through the speakers. We thank you, Lord, because you have your reasons for it going like this. Lord, we worship you. We ask that you take control and fill this place, Lord, with your presence. Thank you, Heavenly Father. In Jesus' name we have prayed. Amen. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much, our wonderful CEO, Ms. Abiola Odesoya. Before I call on our elegant president to take our opening remarks, I would like to tell us that we had made the edition of this wonderful event 2022 with the topic, the theme, the future of technology, where we talk about having exponential growth in our businesses with technology. Right about now, I would like to call on our wonderful and beautiful president of the Association of African Startups, Mrs. Just Omomoibe, as she comes for our opening remarks. Please, a round of applause for her, please.
And good morning and welcome to TAAS 2024 Summit. Every year we convene as entrepreneurs, of course, hosted by the Association of African Startups, to sort of equip entrepreneurs with what they require so that their businesses can be up to date as touching technology and how to use it for business growth. We apologize for the slight technical glitches we have experienced today. We can guarantee you that the glitches will have no effect whatsoever on the quality of wisdom and knowledge that will be shared today. And so, as we go into today's conversations, just a couple ground rules to prepare your heart. We are in an era where technology indeed has been made easy for everyone to access. But you see, it's not enough to access technology. It's important to understand how technology impacts the growth of revenue for your business, especially as an African entrepreneur. The government is not necessarily coming to save you tomorrow. What they can do is create the right business policies and the right business environment to help your business thrive. But what you must do as entrepreneurs is gather all the knowledge you require to leverage technology to grow your business, especially the revenue arm of your business. I did listen to one of our keynote speakers have a conversation on News Central yesterday and how he was accepting president's 1 year in office. And he said something very critical that I want to sort of speak to this morning. He said, it's not enough to create policies to help tech indeed thrive. It's important to understand how those policies impact the growth of businesses, how the average entrepreneur can interact with these policies in their everyday transactions and see the effect in their business. Until we get to this place as African entrepreneurs, then we can truly say we are leveraging technology indeed to grow our businesses. We are at such a tipping point as Africans. The opportunity is now indeed at a level where every single one of us can access this, whether we're in Nigeria or we're in any part of Africa or in the world. What we must do is make sure we pay attention to all the different things our guest speakers will be sharing today. Every single one of them are men and women who have leveraged tech in their individual businesses. They have gone on to help men and women use the same technology. And it's important that you too indeed interact with the body of wisdom that they'll be sharing today so that you too can see how to use this technology to grow your own revenue. As I wrap up, I want to truly speak to the vision of the Association of African Startups. One of the things God gave us here as an organization is to raise men and women whose businesses can be a tool indeed for rebuilding the African continent. What that means is men and women whose businesses are growing as it impacts the GDP actively of this continent. It then means that the men and women who are going to build this kind of business must be men and women of vision, who can indeed see what it means to build a business and how that business can impact their immediate surrounding, it can impact the nation, and by extension, the continent at large. So I'm trying to say to you as an entrepreneur who's listening to me today, the tools, the systems you're going to learn in this tech summit will only impact you to the degree with which your mind is prepared to carry the weight of the knowledge you are going to access, because the kind of growth your business is going to experience can only be proportional to the growth of the mind of the entrepreneur. So while you are listening to all the different resources and trying to understand how to use it every day, it's important to make sure that your mind is growing alongside to be able to leverage this technology. We need you as an African entrepreneur, and that's why we are doing all we can, putting resources together, capacity building programs to help you grow at par with your competitors at different spheres as touching the global market. So what you must do as an entrepreneur is make sure to not take these teachings lightly, to not take it as one of those classes you go to. And I know there's so many of you online who are also going to join as we go through the course of today. Please make sure to put it to use, because us here, we're looking to see indeed the fruits of that which is going to happen here today in your lives and in your business. Thank you so much indeed for coming to TAAS 2024 Technology Summit. Thank you.
Please, a round of applause for our president, please. That was a wonderful, energetic speech to set us in and the pace for today's event. Before I call on our first keynote speaker, which is Engineer Anthony Ibe, I would like to quickly recognize some of our sponsors who have put in enough resources for us today to have today's wonderful program. I would like to recognize Soft City Group, Solar Energy for All, Usumbrella, Winner, Ezekiel Sunday, Egital Agency, Chamaka Samson, Juanita Eba, and Polaris Solution. Thank you very much, our wonderful sponsors, for giving us the resources to ensure we have a wonderful tech summit in this year 2024. Quickly, I would like to take the profile of Engineer Anthony Ibe before he comes to take us on his keynote speech. Anthony Ibe is a visionary leader passionate about harnessing digital trade in Africa. As an astute thinker, he bridges the gap between technology, human development, and nation building, paving the way for a thriving global market in Africa. Anthony's philosophy centers around utilizing human-centered tech to ensure that technology advancement enhance rather than replace human intellectual growth. As the founder and CEO of Solar Energy for All, he has made a significant impact in the distribution of energy products. His leadership expertise extends to his roles as the executive board member of the Ecclesia Leadership Institute and the Association of African Startups, TAAS, where he trains and equips entrepreneurs to excel in leadership, business, and marketplace dominance. He is married to Just Ibe, and they are proud parents to 3 amazing children. You can see the children here today. Please, a round of applause for Engineer Anthony Ibe as he'll be taking us on the topic, the rise of digital revenue. Please, a round of applause for him. Thank you very much, sir.
Good morning, everyone. Thank you for having me here today at the Association of African Startups. Let me begin by saying it's a special pleasure and a privilege to be with you this morning. And I think the Association of African Startups deserves every commendation for providing this platform, for discussing this year's theme with a global audience. I'm also grateful for the invitation to deliver this keynote address. I am told that this year's summit seeks to focus on attention on leveraging technology for revenue growth. I will be speaking on the rise of digital growth. So regarding this digital growth, I am pleased to say that searching for answers is not as exasperating as it might have been even a decade ago. You have always known this. To change the outcome we need, we must change the way we play the game. It is not unlike in 1968. I'll just quickly share a story, something that happened in 1968. There were 3 ways we could go over the high bars: all forward techniques, scissors, straddle, and the roll. But in 1968, a gentleman called Dick Fosbury literally turned his back on this tradition. He rolls over the high bar backwards and he won the Olympic. It takes the competition 8 years to copy him 8 years later. 90% of high jumpers are doing what many of us know today as the Fosbury high jump. But allow me to say that, as the Fosbury flop. Many of us know that right now there are 2 important things I'd like to point out to you in this picture. The first is there is a relevance for us to understand the technology and suddenly make it possible to go over the high bar backwards. Even in 1968, the technology was simply pads put on the other side. Put on the other side of the high bars, and we're already laying those down 15 years before. So it begs the question, why didn't someone do this 4 years before, 8 years, or 12 years? What I propose today is the concept around technology, not an understanding of the technology itself, but the concept that the place on the technology that helps us understand the technology on how to change our behaviors to leverage the technology, so that I'm going to introduce you some few concepts that we could call, that will help us change our mindsets to the already existing technology that we have. If you see, we currently have quite a lot of technologies, and the one on the rise right now is the AI, the artificial intelligence. And it's the concept that will guide us, not the technology itself. It has been given, but we must begin to rethink concepts on how we can, put around that which has been given to us. All right. So one of the things I'm going to say here is the ideas you come up with will help you potentially is one of the things I want to share with us is an idea concerning this technology is something I call the 4th option. The 4th option. We already understand that AI, artificial intelligence, IoT, and all the different technologies we have on ground are helping us pave way in the different sectors as entrepreneurs. But I would like to bring to us something called the 4th option. Is a mindset that we must have. And one of the ways is that you must go back, look at the drawing board, and look at the things that you have done in the past, and begin to say, okay, I have done A, B, and C. What else? What else do I need to do? What else do I need to do? It's a question I'm posing to all of us today. That we must go back to the drawing board and begin to have everything. There is the laid out technologies are already there for us, but we must go back to say, what else do we need to do? What concept do we need to bring? Everybody is facing one direction in AI technology. What concept can you bring that can change the trajectory of that which you want to do in business? If you look at Dick Fosbury, he defied every tradition in 1968 and did the backflip. And now everybody calls it the Fosbury flop. So I'm here to say that in this season, we must learn to go out of tradition. We must learn to look at what is trending and look at what you can bring to the market. Look at the thing that you can bring to to the marketplace. And the only way I think you can do that is when you spend time and hear that little voice that speaks to you in your closet. As an entrepreneur, you can no longer be, here and there, because already the world is a fast-paced world. All you need is to listen to that still small voice that will begin to tell you how to break tradition, how to make things possible with the current technology that you already have. I'm not here to introduce you to new technology. I'm here to change your concept to that technology. I'm here to change your mindset to that technology. Allow me go on with some of my notes this morning. Okay. So the ideas you come up with will potentially help you to change the trajectory of that which you're doing in this season. And I would like to say that the fourth option, which I'm going to be bringing down, I'm going to be exposing, I'm going to bring in more light to as we go on in this conversation, is that the fourth option is what I want you to, and my own fourth option is saying, go back and listen to that still small voice. That's my fourth option tonight, to this afternoon or this morning. That go back and listen to that still small voice that tells you how to change the trajectory of your business, using the current technology that we have on ground. So a lot of times, look at how people, could laugh at us to say, what are you trying to do? What are you trying to say? They are going to ignore and they're going to laugh at us because it's inconsistent with what they believe in. They are going to say every gold medal winner has gone over forward. I'm going back again to Dick Fosbury. They are going to keep telling you that every single gold medal winner has used the forward method. They've used either the scissors, they've used either the roll, or they've used either the straddle. They will tell you why you're bringing this method to play, and it won't work. Even if there was ESPN at the time, ESPN will begin to give you analysis of how the method you're trying to use would not work. They will tell you that we have always known to see the scissors method. We have always seen, the straddle method and the roll method. So why are you bringing in this new method? But I'm here to tell you, the method that you bring in will impact your world, as long as you get it from that still small voice, as you begin to, find time early in the morning or late at night to ask about your business. Because we can no longer, in a world where it is filled with darkness, even the people gross darkness, we can no longer rely on whatever it is that the world is bringing. We need to go back and search with the Creator that has given us the idea in the first place, to say, what would you have me do? What mindset would you have me use with these recent technologies that are on board? AI technology, IoT, and all the different technologies, to name but a few. To say that it's very important that we begin to have that mindset. So the idea will, work, guess what your competitors also will begin to think. They will begin to think that, what are you trying to do? When do we come up with the fourth option I propose right now is an excellent time. Right now is an excellent time to come up with the fourth option. The time to do so is an optimal time to do so, because when the rules change, it creates possibilities to play the game differently. Trends that are going to change the game. One is in the next generation, that the next generation customers will not have to work on today's trends. They will have to work on what you are bringing for the trends that you are going to, or the direction that you're going to bring is going to help what the next generation is going to take. Because that's exactly what happens. That prior to generations, we've got the course of digital transformation as technology evolves. Even quickly, the ability of organizations and culture to keep up with the pace of technology change. Everything is changing every single day. Getting frustrated at the ability to provide more personalized experience, and therefore the expectations from our employees our internal people, we need to support them and our customers for a more personalized experience, not to exchange for tech substitutes, but for physical things. We've got cybersecurity growing in the part of the world. We've got cybersecurity growing, but we have a lot more data than other geographical, geopolitical solutions or geopolitical challenges. The forces we've got: decentralized finance, data blockchain, and enabled smart contracts, and the rest affecting operations and also introducing currencies such as artificial intelligence and big data analysis together that enable us to create insights and informing how actions should be made. But people no longer trust these because the data analyst can't explain why the right answers we've got from a growth in P2P platforms or business models, how IoT devices are becoming expensive by the day. These things, if you look at it way back 5-10 years ago, before you can get an IoT device, I happen to play in that industry where you can remotely check things online. Before you can get that, it costs a lot of money. But these days, because of the evolving technologies that are coming up, IoT devices are almost everywhere. People are looking for a better way to even make it more affordable, to the everyday individual, even as much as remote monitoring your home, which is a smart home. It's becoming so affordable by the day compared to 8 years or a decade ago or 2 decades ago, where it's quite a lot of money and it's just to selected few of people. So what I'm trying to say is that your concept to technology must begin to change. Your concept to how you think using the already made platforms, which are IoT, big data, and all the others, using that, your concept to how these things must begin to help people must begin to change. You must begin to look at a better way on how you can make it more accessible to people. Now we're able to collect data from a lot of different places. Most of us, we can track what is going on from our homes, in our farms, even as far as farms. Will I even go all the way to farms now? Farms, you can track data on the soil. You can know what soil, what plant to plant on a certain soil, and know where if it's going to thrive. And you can even have an analysis of the crop yield for that season. That's how much remote monitoring or IoT is going far in. And these are people solving it, to use these platforms to solve different challenges in the different sectors that we represent. Again, I believe so strongly that we've got regulatory uncertainties and geopolitical uncertainty also, that we've got a low and slow decline in loyalty. There's a decline in loyalty to customers, to brands, and also to employees, and even to employers. Customers are no longer loyal to certain brands. I will use myself as an example. I have stopped taking Coca-Cola for a few years now. And that has taken away, my loyalty from Coca-Cola. And to some of us here, you begin to realize that as you begin to age, there are some things that you begin to drop by. And that's what I'm saying, that even to employees and employers relationship, there are no more loyalties. That you see employers or employees just leaving each other in probably less than 2 months after all of the time of impact over that employee. So I'm here to say that what I'm here to speak is not to introduce new trends, but to accelerate the trends so that you can put into question the opportunity and how we're going to play the game, so that we will take away from the old game and we'll start playing the new game, so that we can keep going over high bars forward and also learn to go over high bars backward. The people who will create the future, the people who will think differently, I call them the outthinkers. The people who will create the future and the people who will create, who would create the possibilities of what is coming on in the next generation, I call them the outthinkers. So you must think out of the box. And allow me to leave with these few words. All I've come to do is to challenge every single entrepreneur today at the Association of African Startups to say you must begin to think of new ways with the current trends, with the current technology that you have on ground. You can no longer say there is AI, there is cybersecurity, there is big data. Now you need to start thinking, what can I bring to merge all of this to increase my business, to increase the growth of my business, to increase the revenue of my business? Allow me to leave with these few words. There are languages that create things, and there are languages that describe things. Languages that create things or languages that describe things are things where you say, this auditorium is beautiful. Oh, you look cute. Oh, this ship is looking so healthy. These are descriptive languages. While the languages that build things or that builds us are to say, I quit, I do, I am in, I am committed. So it is time that we begin to speak languages that creates. Even our Heavenly Father, at the very beginning of the creation of the world, created things. He said, let there be light, and there was light. It's high time as entrepreneurs that we begin to speak words that create and begin to speak descriptive words are very important, or descriptive languages are also important, but it's high time we begin to speak languages that create things. You say, now I am no longer quitting. Now I will do better. Now I am committed to making entrepreneurship in my sector better. I am making sure that fashion designers or fashion entrepreneurs will begin to express a better platform from my own platform. You must begin to speak creative words. I declare independence, the kind of language that changes the trajectory of our reality, so that we want to look at what language we are using and what language we are describing things. But I would dare say that you begin to speak languages that are creating things. If you understand this and relating it to your business, you begin to ask yourself, what is our purpose in this business? What is our vision? I believe that some entrepreneurs, you need to go back again and begin to ask yourself these important questions. What is my purpose? Why did I set up this business? What is my vision again in this business? As you begin to do this, words will begin to come. Words that will begin to help you use the current platform to create something that is different from what is the tradition. We understand, just like I've said initially or before now, that I'm speaking so much, I'm putting a lot of emphasis on AI because I've been able to use AI personally to do certain things. But we must begin to see how the approach we can bring to AI and begin to just allow that help our business. More than helping us individually, is that how can I use AI to help a lot of people, to a people in a community, to people in Lagos, Nigeria, to a people in Africa. I remember one meeting I was, and I'll quote Fela Durote. He says, if you sell one naira item to 200 million people in Lagos, you will make 200 million naira. Than selling an item and you're looking for just 20 million people. And it's maybe one item of 20 million and you're looking for a lot of people. I know that there are different markets, but you choose the market you want to play. And as you choose the market you want to play, I want you to begin to speak creative words to yourself. Now you understand why your values, what your values are in business, and what you think in what the market wants, and what you are using your language to powerfully create. The future matters to you. And I want to say with these few words that every single entrepreneur listening to me under the sound of my voice this morning is that I want you to go back. The business that you got, the business you have, was given to you by, maybe you had a vision, maybe you were somewhere and the idea came. I'm sure we know that the same idea you have was given to a lot of people, but you took that bold step first and you created that business. So I want to say that it is high time you go back again to your source the source, how you got that business idea. Go back so that he can give you the words, the ideas, the mindsets to be able to use the current technology to create rise. And I tell you, once you begin to do that, the platforms are enormous. The social media space are enormous. Instagram, Facebook, to be able to promote that which you have given. And I'm telling you, we're in a generation where we lack people who have creative mindsets. So my own quota to you this morning is to say, begin to look for that creative mindset that will begin to help that business, leveraging on the different technologies that we have to be able to make your business grow. Thank you so much. I believe that I've been able to share my few thoughts, and I believe it's done something, and it will be able, when you go back, listen to this message again, so that you can probably go back and get that. My fourth option again is to say, listen to that still small voice. In these times, listen to that still small voice. The education is enough. You can still get more, but there is a small voice that will teach you better than what you have ever seen in the cosmos. Thank you so much.
Please have applause for Engineer Anthony Day for that wonderful speech. Please, quickly before you go, please, I want those of us who have questions to actually just type it into the chat box. We would like to present this award, and I would give Mrs. Just to do justice to that.
Thank you very much. If you have been impacted so far by this Tech Summit, please can you put your hands up? Thank you so much, Angela. If you don't mind, please join me on stage so we can present this award of honor and appreciation for joining us at this year's TAAS Technology Summit. Thank you very much for coming. We're truly grateful. Please continue. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Ma, for that. Okay, in the absence of no question, I would like us to swiftly go to our next item on the program, and that's the product launch by our CEO. Please, round of applause for Ms. Abiola as she comes to the product launch.
Thank you, everyone. So quickly, I'm going to talk about a product we want to launch at our Tech Summit this year. So now we understand that we are trying to boost our revenue when it comes to our products and our services in the digital space. While this Tech Summit is going to focus on teaching you how to navigate the digital space, we understand that some of us don't really have products that can really sell in the digital space. And this is why we created a bundle for you, right? My colleague is going to be posting the link. You could also check it. It's how to sell online bundle, right? In this bundle, we have courses that has been taught by sought after consultants in Africa to be able to ensure or help you understand your products and your services, to be able to fine tune it, to be able to make it something that it's sellable, right? So this is what we are trying to do with this how to sell online bundle. It's a combination of more than 35 courses, right? Its initial price is 105,000, but for this Tech Summit and subsequently, we are going to sell it to you at 70,000 naira. It's a bundle of 7 courses. So please ensure you take it, right? I can mention a few of the faculty members that took it. I know we have Daniel Saprong. I know Sam Harvard is there. I know Charles Tudor is there. There are many like that, right? I have taken these courses to ensure there are testimonials you will see there. So please ensure you take these courses to help you seriously sell in the digital space. Thank you so much, and then have a great day.
Thank you very much, Ms. Abiola. Please, I would like to advise all our participants to take good use of these products as soon as possible. We would like to go quickly to the next guest speaker, and that will be Mr. Ayola Ogunyomi. Will be taking us on the system and structures required for digital monetization. I would quickly want to take his profile before I call him up here. Ayola's experience and interest in various fields of study, including marketing, communication, data science, machine learning, artificial intelligence, and blockchain, having aided in deepening his understanding of consumers, both domestic and international, and providing solutions to various organizational problems by assembling a formidable team to achieve organizational goals. His creative mind turns ideas into projects and success stories. Ayola has over 12 years of integrated marketing communication expertise with So and You, Satachi, Dildi, Pondozi, Sound City and Spice TV, OPay, OYD Wallet, Patricia Technologies, Intens Digital, and Chain Reactions Africa. Ayola is driven by the desire to lead businesses and ensure their success in their respective markets, and he uses data to make educated brand, marketing, and sales choice. He has led businesses in various capacities as an account manager, strategist, a creative director, and head of media and marketing. Ayola is the CEO and co-founder of Umbrella, a marketplace for startup investment and exits, connecting African founders with investors and advisors. Please, if your hands are not too busy, I would like us to put our hands together for Mr. Ayola.
It's a pleasure to be here. Ayola has introduced earlier. I will be taking you on the systems and just for a minute. The systems and structures required for digital monetization. To further go into it, I would like to use the scenarios where you have a business position in, let's assume, Lagos market, Balogun market, right? And you do not have any identification, right? No structure, nothing. And you are located in the middle of other businesses that have structures, that have signage, that have designs, that have brand ambassadors who are outside quality, right? And you are there and you have no signage. The first thing you would experience is nobody's going to walk into it. So everybody's just going to walk past you because you are there without any signage. This is how digital space works, right? Everybody who is on the digital space needs to make an identity, right? And that's why when you go online on any social media platform, the first thing you see is a bio. Whether you are an individual, whether you're a product, whether you're a service, the first thing is your bio. It says a lot about who you are, who you want to be, where you want to go, and how you want to play, right? And these things are very important. And putting systems and structure together, right? There are a few areas that I'm going to touch on today, right? One is content management. Second is SEO. The third is keyword optimization. The third is optimizing your business for the digital space. And lastly, will be the use of your social media platform to make money, right? So I'll go into it. I'll go again with an analogy, right? That says you're starting up your business, right? Or you have a business already existing. What's the bio? You sell a product online. Maybe a startup founder who is into payments. And the only thing you write there is payments integration or payments, splitting payments across Nigeria, Africa, right? That's not a lot of detail for whoever you're trying to target. First off is to analyze who your target audience is, right? By doing this, you're clearly stating who you want to speak to, who you want your business to target, and how you want your business to play, right? Secondly is the keywords. What keywords do you want your business to be found with, right, on the online space, right? Time too often we are looking for something online, right? And the first thing we do is write certain keywords for that thing we're looking for. Take for instance, a few months ago, I was looking for an escrow service, right, for my business, right? Basically, what we do is facilitate payment between founders and investors, right? Of course, we connect them together. And we don't want to take payment. So the first thing first that came to mind is let's look for people who have the facilities to integrate and take payments, right? So we started looking for escrow service. First of all, there are a lot of escrow services in Nigeria that don't even know that they're escrow services, right? So a lot of them are payment services because they go by the term payment. But oftentimes they're escrow because what they do is they take payment from this person, hold it for a holding time, and release it to the other person, right? So it was very, very tough looking for these guys online. They had to use payment platforms, schedule a lot of calls, and a lot of your customers don't even have that time, right? So the first thing first is you need to understand how the online space works. And it works basically like every offline business. Imagine you wanted to go and buy Coke somewhere, right? And the lady that you're going to buy Coke from doesn't even have a signage, no product outside, nothing to show that she sells Coke, or she just has a store, right? That's how the online space is. The only person that will sell is the person who makes so much noise in that space. With the products in position, with this signage that says, okay, this is what we do. And that takes me to the first thing you need to do as a business. Google My Business, right? Understand how Google My Business works. Works with putting the right details about your business. It involves putting the structures around your business. This is what we do. Payment integration, payment facilitation, credit systems, loans, investments. You need to write those keywords there, right? Very important, right? The second part of it is you need to also know how to optimize for the online space, right? And there are tools like keyword planners, right, that you can use, right? Google has a keyword planner that you can use to check the keywords within your relevant industry by just writing the industry that you play, right? Secondly is oftentimes as well, we have web presence, right? So you have a website and your website is not fully optimized with the right content that should sell your product. Right? Oftentimes you're probably lifting from the competition's website without optimizing the content that's lifted. Sometimes you also just write content in the language that, of course, the product guys think about. So I'll give you an experience, right? At my time at Patricia, right, as head of marketing, I remember that the first thing we did was, first of all, optimize the entire website, right? So look at the website, look at the language that we use on the website, look at, of course, crypto was very large in its subject, right? So what we did was to break it down into simpler languages, right? So first thing I would say is stay away from buzzwords, right? Try as much as possible to simplify your products or your services that you offer. Second part of it is that you need to look through every structure, right, of your website. There's what, of course, the engineers and developers say site mapping. You need to look at the site mapping of your website. How do you want people to navigate, right? How do you want people to see your products, right? So that's very important. Now, I would also move to another quick area, which of course is the social media. And oftentimes, I always say that before you start up or before you put your brand out there, you need to have at least some brand that you are looking up to, right? Look at their system, look at the structure, look at what they've done and how they say the things that they say, right? When you're able to do this, then you're able to create some ideas or sketches of kind of product and product out there, services, right? So moving on to it is, the next part of it is that for social media, right? Of course, keywords are very important, but key things there is, of course, you need to also be able to run promotions, right? No business sells really without promotions online, right? So in running promotions, you also need to set up your social media ads account, right? On either Facebook or Meta, as it's called, or X, as it's called, right? But again, like I always say, not all businesses should really be on social media, right? You need to also be able to optimize what platform you want to be so that your business can be found, right? Of course, social media is supposed to enhance your visibility, but of course, some businesses are not meant to be on social media. It's not all businesses should be on social media, right? In monetizing, right, on the last angle, to go speak around it, in monetizing, you need to be able to have some search engine optimization and search engine marketing experience, right? So, and how to do this is basically use keywords, right? Of course, optimize your content from start to finish, right? And then basically have a content management system to help facilitate this. I hope I've been able to address this. Thank you very much.
Please, a round of applause once again for Mr. Ayola Ogunyomi. That was brief and condensed, like it had a whole lot packaged in it. Okay, before I say some few things, Mrs. Just Momo, maybe I have some few questions for you. So I would want other persons to have questions, and online participants to also signify or just type it on the chat box. Thank you very much. Over to you, man. Okay, you asked. Okay, sir.
It's such a so what is the
Okay. So buzzwords basically for entrepreneurs. Just give me an idea of what you do, like your business. Okay. No. So your hashtag is not your buzzword. Your buzzword, for instance, is you trying to describe your outfit. For instance, so you're saying a bespoke um, three-piece, right? That's what people who want to buy know that is a bespoke three-piece, right? But again, the buzzword in that industry will probably be a let me try and think deeply. Would be a maybe packing a name to it, right? Saying a gentleman three-piece, right? You've tagged it a name, gentleman three-piece, but the industry name for it is a dress code, right? Right. So let me even bring it back to the industry where I'm in, right? Crypto used to be a buzzword, right? For a lot of people, they didn't understand what crypto is. Further down into it is blockchain. Further down into it is NFT, right? So you want to be able to just write NFT, but have somewhere where you have explained it such that where people, and that's why every website should have a blog, right? A blog aspect where you've done a lot of content management, right? So articles such that when they even type NFT, it can bring them back, right? So some buzzwords are AI. You know, AI has been there like for forever. The first computers ran on some intelligence, as far as I'm concerned, right? But yet, the intelligence has been upgraded year after year, and there will still be something after AI, right? That will come and then will also be tagged another name, right? So, but now you see every startup saying we're integrating AI with our products, you know, to better your products or whatever. So, for instance, when we started Umbrella, right, what we had in mind was to do a smart matching system. It's not AI, it's a smart matching system, right? That identifies an investor who has certain interests, just the way where you go on Spotify or Apple or Netflix, and you say, oh, I'm interested in action movies, I'm interested in XYZ, XYZ. Those are your interests. So what the system does is it identifies you as a persona and matches you with movies or things that are close to you. Not necessarily, yes, it's AI, right? Because some structure have been put into it, but not necessarily that it is the computer thinking on your behalf. You've told the computer, you've inputted something, and that's why they really say that the way I probably will use ChatGPT is different from the way he uses ChatGPT. If my queries are more detailed, the answers I will get from ChatGPT will be more detailed. But if my queries are not more detailed, and I have a lot of buzzwords, ChatGPT will respond to me, putting my buzzwords in there. So basically, that's what buzzwords are. Buzzwords are you just jumping on trends, right? So a buzzword for somebody in travel would be Japa, right? Not everybody understands what Japa is, right? But if you say relocation, if you say migration, immigration, you know, a lot of those terminologies will be found online, right? So the search engine will be able to bring it back. But if you put Japa, it's unique, right? So of course, keywords, some keywords are unique keywords, right? Again, you know, some of them would also drive traffic to you. There's nothing saying that you cannot use some of those buzzwords, but too many buzzwords might not be what your users are looking for. Somebody who wants to travel now in Nigeria, because we all know Japa, might type Japa, you know, how to Japa, and that might be found online, right? As opposed to how to migrate. Because that's not the terminology in our market. So understanding your market is also very and it's yes, something. So okay, so again, when I said not all business should be on social media, right? I meant that if you are in the service space, right, having an online presence is important, but not all businesses should use the social media for sales. For instance, your website is more important than social media platform. For instance, Meta can go down tomorrow, but your online presence, you are in control of it. The data is your data, right? The way you engage with the users on your own platform is your data, right? Oftentimes, I don't spend so much effort in social media on brands that I build. I rather build the traffic to my website. So what I use is I take the online social media guys, I bring them back to my own platform, and I ensure that all the conversation and transaction I do happen on my platform. That's more cost effective to me, right? That's more business oriented to me, right? And it gives me my ROI, right? So what I mean that not all business, a lot of businesses even do more actions on social media than their platform. In fact, you don't even direct traffic back to your own website, right? What you just do is, oh, we're running a promotion and you're saying, oh, startup, the Association of African Startup master class, and you're promoting it, right? You're just promoting it on social media because you think that people would be interested in it. Maybe even if it's even a free session, but most of your content already seated on your website, right? You can drive those guys to your website. They can see your gallery, they can see the whole, you can learn about it, you can go to the bio, you can go to the blogs aspect of it. They can even send messages. Some platforms also allow you to have chats or communities on it. And all that information you can always save in your platform. On social media, you can people will follow you. But on your website, the moment the guy sends you and like place on your website and it has maybe you have a sign up page, right? The moment you're able to collect that data, you're able to retarget, you're able to remarket, you're able to upsell, cross-sell. Like the functionalities of driving traffic to your own medias are more important than social media, right? So not all platforms or not all businesses should actually use social media, right? I understand that if your business is a kiss and tell, you can have your presence there, but not necessarily put all your efforts on that platform. Drive the traffic back to yourself, collect data, useful data that you can retarget and remarket to. On social media, you're going to spend so much money to retarget and remarket. On your platform, you're probably going to just use your email services, right, to send targeted messages to this person. You're also able to even speak on to the person one-on-one because you can create a form where you're able to collect numbers. You can create a form where you're able to even know the gender, right? On social media, it's going to take you what the platform has. Well, of course, I can be signing up and say, oh, I'm female by mistake, right? And that gender remains with me. On your platform, I've already given you my bio data. Even when you call to confirm, right? You're able to do this. And I remember working on a brand, Midway, right? We're trying to sell insurance, car insurance, auto insurance. And a lot of knowledge that we gathered happened on the websites, right? Not even on social media. We were running ads on social media for auto insurance, for life insurance, for kids insurance, for health insurance. But yes, the ads were getting clicks. And again, why I said not all business from there, a lot of us are carried away with likes, comments, engagement, retweet, share. But that doesn't really turn to revenue, right? So, but on your platform, you are saying that 1 million people are hitting you, or 1,000 people have hit you, and then you can ask yourself questions. Okay, 1,000 people hit me. How many of those people bought the products, right? On social media, you can do the same, right? But again, the numbers are this. A lot of us are chasing followers, are chasing, oh, you want to get verified. Those are like displaced priorities for businesses, right? If you go to my page, I'm really not even concerned about how many people follow me. If the content resonates with you, follow, but the action happens on the website. Okay. Can you share the best platform that one can sell services? I think I already explained that, right? For every business, I think that the first thing you should do is to have a web presence, right? Because Google will drive the right traffic to you, right? When people are searching for things, if you have the right keywords, if you have the right listing, you can even run a Google ads, right? So I think that having a web presence is very important and having a social media presence, if you ask me. Then from that, social media is supposed to be like your arsenal. You're supposed to use it to just bring referral traffic. It's like so in SEO, there's what we call backlinking strategies, right? Connect your social media pages to your website, such that when people even come there, they can click from there to your community. There are so many websites that you go to on a daily basis, right? That you're searching. And maybe from one website, you get to another website, from one website, you get another website. And those people are not even talking to you. They don't even collect any data from you. They don't even know who has visited that platform, right? So it's very important that you set up things that collect data from the very onset, right? Thank you. What are the advantages I can get from doing ads on various social media platforms? There are a lot of advantages, to be very honest. I would say that, social media for me, again, I would rather do Google ads than social media, right? Because for a business or for a startup, what you're trying to do is to optimize your cost, right? You're trying to also reduce the ad spend, right? Which, of course, I hope I'm not using marketing. Yeah, trying as much as possible to reduce the marketing cost. But yeah, there are a lot of what can I get from doing social media ads on various platforms? You can get a lot. You can get traffic to your website. You can get traffic. You can get product sales. You can get referral traffic, right? Meaning that you can get people to refer or like or save or share your platform. You can get first timers, right? So those are what you can get. Understanding your market and their language is very important. Yes, drive traffic to your website for social media posts. Yeah. Okay, for someone just starting a food business, I see a lot of food vendors online. How do you have a web presence? Is it visible at this stage? Well, again, it depends on your dream for your food business, right? If your dream for your food business is short-lived, right, then you can do it for a short-lived process, right? So you can do it on social media. But if you're thinking to expand and become the McDonald's of tomorrow and become the PFC, KFC, those guys have online presence. They have a mother brand, right, that houses all those things, right? So if you're thinking of becoming a business that will expand from just delivering to next door neighbors or delivering to one-on-one customers and serving a large number of people, I think you should have a web presence. What is the difference between Google Ads and social media ads? It's platforms, right? Google is a platform. Social media ads, when we say social media ads, we're speaking about ads that run on Snapchat, TikTok, on Facebook, or Meta as it's called. That's Facebook and IG. On Pinterest, on LinkedIn, to mention a few of them. Yeah. Thank you very much.
Don't go yet, sir. We have an award presentation for you, and our presidents will do that. Yes.
How been impacted by this session? Can we put an hand? Yes, Summit, and it's our token. Thank you so much. Do you agree with me that we would have him as one of our faculty members? Do you agree?
Thank you very much, Mr. Ayola Oguyom. That was a wonderful section. And even me as a compare, I had to start jotting some things that into my business. My business is not on Google yet, though. So I need to do that. So swiftly, we'll be going to our second keynote speaker, and that was another person than Dr. Stephen Adetutu. And it's pertinent to know that he'll be taking us on the wonderful topic, investing in the digital economy, looking at it from the government approach. So quickly, I'll read through his citation before he comes here. Dr. Stephen Adetutu is primarily a computer scientist and a seasoned technology expert with over 19 years experience in the delivery of enterprise and mid-market technology solutions. He is a professional member of the Association for Computing Machinery, United States of America, a chartered information technology professional, and a member of the Computer Professionals Registration Council of Nigeria. He is an alumnus of the University of Lagos. He has a first degree in pharmacy and a second degree in computer science. Thank you. Dr. Stephen is a certified artificial intelligence scientist with the United States Artificial Intelligence Institute. He is a member of the IEEE Computational Intelligence Society and a member of the Computer Measurement Group, United States of America. Currently, he leads a team of dynamic technology professionals spread across the globe. He is passionate about computing. He believes the future needs technology and the world cannot evolve without innovation. He is an insightful, result-focused computer scientist with strong business development and organizational skills. In his career, he has successfully implemented technology solutions in the banking sector, health sector, government, and several other sectors. His favorite quote is, "I can be at the center of the universe, and live in one small corner of planet Earth. He is a devoted family man, a Christ-like father, and strong believer in the foundations of Africa. Ladies and gentlemen, please let's put our hands together. Dr. Stephen.
Thank you, everybody. Thank you guys for having me. I really appreciate it. Thanks to the organizers of the African Association of African Startups. Thank you very much for this what you've organized here. When I got this topic and I heard from the government approach, I was like, okay, I'm not a politician now. Why am I the one taking government approach? Yeah, luckily for me, I was on a Rise News yesterday discussing 100 days of Tinubu in office. And that was the question I asked. Is am I the only appointed to come and do 100 days? How am I welcome to analyze business? But nevertheless, I'm going to discuss digital economy from a government approach. And I've been cracking my head like, okay, what's government approach? How did you talk to entrepreneurs with government approach? Because people don't like government in Nigeria. How do you want to explain it? So I said, okay, I'll try and explain in a very layman approach. I've had to analyze government over and over. And for those of you that have seen me on TV before, I'm not the type that just go against government and talk negative about government all the time. I always try to be objective. If they do something wrong, I say it. If they don't do anything wrong, I don't say it. And I'm not political. I'm not APC. I'm not PDP. So when you talk about a digital economy, first thing to understand what a digital economy is. Because most people always believe, most of us in technology. This is my 20th year in this industry, and I know we all like to brand ourselves we're in tech. It sounds good saying I'm in tech. It sounds very good saying I'm in tech. And we always miss something when we say digital economy. Digital economy is not a separate kind of economy. It's a product of the typical capital economy. You understand? It's an offset of what we already have. I am one of those that believe that if you throw the capital economy away, the capital economy is gone. It's gone. So we need to understand that it is the role of the government to put some things in place in the digital economy. And that's what I want to say today. And so that the conversation can be interesting, I'm going to be sharing how you as a business can take maximum advantage of what the government have done for us. Because most of the time as small businesses, mid-level businesses, we always miss the point. We just keep blaming government. And we don't understand that even we ourselves, we've not even tapped into what the government have provided for us. I referenced on a report by World Bank. This is my last Arise News TV interview. I said, the World Bank said 61% of digital public infrastructure in Africa are not being used. That means we have those infrastructures, we are not being used. 61%. And when you look at that, you realize there's a lead to what a government can do. I'm going to give you an example. In 2020, I got a broadcast from the former Minister of Finance. They were giving out a loan during COVID era, and they didn't know how to broadcast to everybody. So they were just changing their network. So I got the broadcast, and luckily I have a network of small entrepreneur mentor on it. I just put it in the group, and I realized only the first people to apply for that loan in the first 2 days got the loan. Everybody that applied afterwards, they didn't get it. As a matter of fact, a man called me. This man he said, Mr. Stephen, then I was talking to them. He said, Mr. Stephen, we have this fine idea. I have a good company. No, you didn't give me that loan, child. So what did you apply? I realized only the first come, first serve for the people that got the loan. Then there were other people that actually got the first come, first serve. They made the first come, first serve, but they didn't even get the loan. Then I started investigating, and I saw them don't even pay taxes. Some small businesses in Nigeria are not even registered for tax, to pay tax. Some small businesses. So at times when I'm in sessions and they talk government, first thing I ask myself is, do you know what government have done for you first? And are you positioned to tap into it? So let me get you started with 4 key things that the approaches I think that the government needs to put in place for a digital economy. Now, a digital economy is just a system of demand and supply. Don't get it all mixed up, because we know tech, we have big words. And I'm happy you can see us giving you half of it. If I start my own here, nobody will need this place. So as I was giving the big one and a half, nobody give that big word. No, we have all these big terms in tech. We have the way we use those words. And the funniest thing is to see we're talking to ourselves, because you understand it so much. I'm not understand this person you're talking to. Does you understand these big words you're using? That's our problem in tech. So we've always seen digital economy like some abstract kind of techie economy. No, it's just a system of demand and supply. And there are certain things required for this kind of economy to function. Just the same way you have a typical capital economy, where capital economy have been well researched. well documented, well reported. The regular economy we have, that's the capital economy of demand and supply, where you do buy and sell, where you do supply chain, logistics chain. Those are the regular ones. And the digital economy is powered by a backbone infrastructure, which is the internet. That's the backbone infrastructure, which is the internet. Remember, those of you that, pardon me, I keep referring to some of the things I've said in the past, so I don't have to repeat myself. Remember when we had the internet time back in Nigeria? I was one of that were brought on TV to come and talk about it. That they've cut our undersea cable. And they said Nigeria is offline. I said Nigeria is offline. How can we be offline? Like we have several cables powering the country. Now can one cable take us offline? And I was on almost all the TV stations discussing this matter. Because everybody just keeps saying Nigeria is offline. How can the whole country just be offline? We're not a stupid country. Now you see, we have a mentality with Nigeria. We have a mentality. And some people say, Dr. Steve, it's because you get contract from government. I say no, it's not because I get contract. Because I work in their circle, and I can confidently say there are bad people in government, but there are a lot of good people in government. A lot of good people. A lot of good people in government. And there are people in government that will not rest until they get the job done. I know people like that. And first and foremost, the internet backbone that you've been provided. We now well, they say we have 5G infrastructure. I'm not going to say too much about that, because some of us we don't just say what they say properly or on the surface, that we go and send a team to the field, go and confirm this thing, go and test this thing. And at the time when they tell us we have 5G, we're wondering, are you sure it's 5G you are giving us? Thank you. The branded 4G. So those are so first and foremost, the government is required to give you digital infrastructure, which is called the internet. Because you can't get anywhere without internet. Now, what do you need to do to take advantage of this kind of resource? Yes, we are not where we want to be. But I'm going to give you an example of how the internet has created industry, not only transformed industry, have created new kind of industries. You see, some of you happen to have been in this industry way back 3G. I don't know if those of you know platforms that were launched in those, the VConnect, Mocality, all those old platforms then. They were the platforms that were businesses that were running on the digital infrastructure. 4G came and transformed the entertainment space completely. You see, now some of you typically knows the name of all the musicians in your genre. Why? Because technology changed the space of entertainment in the country. It started going viral, content started jumping everywhere. People started becoming billionaires out of entertainment. In short, it became one of the most creative industries at some point. Now, one of the things we didn't acknowledge then was, who put that infrastructure in place that transformed that industry? It's government. It's government. And that was when we went from 3G, 4G, and we got to where we are. Now, I also try not to market government too much, because they can do one well and do 100 wrong. So when you go and make math about them and tell them, they did something right, you're surprised, you'll be embarrassing you 2, 3, 4, 5. They get like, what? So you need to be careful. But nevertheless, if not for the infrastructure they put in place, at least they brought in 4G for us. And the entertainment sector, they blew completely. They went international. Their content went viral. They decided shutting down big event centers overseas because they had the infrastructure to take their business to the next level. Now, the question I have for you is, if these guys were not positioned for the infrastructure that came on board then, would they have been successful? Let me give you an example. Before 4G, we've always had products and platforms in this country. Yes, thank you. And we've all had technology implementations. But with no industry had that kind of breakthrough on the 4G came and entertainment had that breakthrough. We've always had products. We've always had industry that attempted to have a breakthrough from internet infrastructure. But the entertainment industry, they had a major. Now the question is, what positioned them well? What positioned that industry well? That when 4G came, all of them became billionaires overnight. And they didn't just became billionaires, they started making more of their billionaires. Industry started creating more industries from the entertainment industry. As a matter of fact, there used to be, before those of us started screaming tech, unfortunately, some of us have been in this industry. We don't used to call it tech. We used to call it computer science. But before the tech ecosystem picked up, we had entertainment. And they blew. And the problem I have is, the tech is also blowing. And now the beauty we have now is, any business can now blow. Yes. Mm-hmm. Before, yeah. Yes, yes. It took away the monopoly. Mhm. Mhm. Yeah, yeah. Mhm. Mhm. Can't do anything now. Thank you. So I'm going to tell you another thing that is what governments actually have attempted to do, and they're doing well this time, particularly this time around. That digital literacy. Some of us are of the opinion that there's nothing that can happen in the digital economy if there's no mass level of digital literacy going on. And I don't know if you heard of this 3MTT program going on. I've actually, yeah, I've vouched for that program 3 times on live TV, because I am one of those that believe if you don't infuse knowledge massively, see, the problem we've had in tech ecosystem is a huge knowledge gap. There's a huge knowledge gap, and that's what those that know the technology, there are very few, and those that don't know it. See, let me give you an example. Medicine. No matter how bad, when you have headache, you know you have headache. You know when to see a doctor. No matter how bad, you know your body system well. No matter how bad it is, you know you're not a med doctor, but you have an idea of your health. Technology is not like that. A typical person that don't know you don't know it, you don't know it. So those of us that know it, we are like here. You understand? So there's this gap, and we've always said no digital economy can be successful like this with this level of this gap is too wide for a digital economy to be successful. And luckily for us, when this administration came in, they started this massive trading across the country. It's a game changer. And that's another thing that the government put in place, the government approach when it comes to investing in the digital economy. And I like the word invest that you use, because people don't know that it costs the government money to do anything. It actually costs money. And I'm not speaking for government. I'm not a politician, but I like to be fair. There's nothing you do in government that does not cost money. And that's why I'm one of people that believe no matter how small your business is, even if it's 200 you want to be putting in the government's coffers every month as tax, register your business as a tax entity and have it. Let me give you an example. My wife seems to be one of the people that does tax for Lagos State. And there was a time when this jackpot, you can't jackpot without this tax. You see the way people came to register for tax. She came, she said, what's going on? So we have more than 500 people in our office, and that allows her trying to get tax. See, they want to jackpot. That's when they want to jackpot, they remember to pay to register for tax. When you want to pay to the government coffers, you don't want to pay for tax. Now, we do a lot of summit for young business entrepreneurs. We teach them how to be successful. We teach them how to use tools to make more money. We need to start teaching them how to be disciplined and responsible. Because some of us, we've survived business for more than 16 years because we had a little bit of discipline. We pay tax. We don't joke with some key things. Another thing is, you see, this tax you pay, there are some things you can't access from government without having a tax identification number. And people don't know that. Now, people have blamed government that they're doing nothing. The first question I ask is, government can't do everything for you. See, the fear people have is tax will cost you money. And I've seen tax liabilities that goes as low as 500 naira every month. As 500 naira every month. So as high as FIR. Thank you. So we need to start teaching small businesses to be responsible, pay tax. Also, now spoken about digital literacy. Now, why I'm connecting digital literacy with this taxation is I'm of the opinion that it's not as if these businesses don't want to pay tax at times. Because I'm sure some business will be like 500 naira. I can do it now every month. People they were never knowledgeable to know that tax is not as complicated as they think. Because people believe tax is government putting gun on your head. Oh, thank you. It's another boss word. you want to say something? Yeah. So please, let's take business to be responsible. Now, apart from that, our government also supports startups. Though this is one arm that I feel our government has not done fantastically well because of the lack of transparency. Lack of transparency. I'm one of those that believe when the president said he was going to use the social register to share money in Nigeria, and there was this accusation by the state that he shouldn't use the social register to share the money. That they should give them their money. Eventually, they listened, but I went on her and I was very emphatic. Social register was not prepared by the federal government. But the problem we have using social register is there are basic requirements for register have met that general populace might not have met. So if you use it, you will alienate a number of people. Very important. No, that was the challenge they had. Eventually, they shared it to the state. Since today, they've not started sharing the money. Since today. As a matter of fact, I see it on TVC yesterday that they still don't know what they've done with the money. I think they gave each state 5 billion naira. Pardon me if I'm wrong. They gave each state until now, they still don't know how to spend money. Now, the reason why I'm advising, because when you think of things from a government approach, you need to understand that even if the government do everything right, you might still do everything wrong. You understand? Even if some government provide everything, I can give you examples. I've had businesses that started startups, they lasted for like 2, 3, 4 years, and they closed up. And most of the time, when I'm maybe doing a forensic audit or doing a SWOT analysis of these businesses, I see some small gaps. Number one, they were not responsible. They were not responsible businesses. And you see, if you're not responsible externally in terms of how you interface with the government, you can't be responsible internally. That's what you don't know. Because if some businesses, some small businesses, they think I'm a one-man business. Yes, it's good to be a one-man business. So they don't believe there are some standard things that I should have in place as a one-man business. Well, let me bust your bubble. I started as a one-man business. Go ahead. Yeah.
Never. Started business. Not vegetarian. Don't give it like
Business. I will repeat the question once I get
what
it.
and then we try to bring some integration, financial integration, all that down. And for the first time, the plan, not have integrated them without being a member. I never applied.
Begin it.
Right? But why does not react? In my head, I'm like,
On your certificate. It's not possible to be fake.
so I told my brother, okay, the lawyer, part of moving, by and I understand that part very, when you plug that way, that with the FIR, put in the number, verify how to verify, and like, of course, yeah, and it was good to the narrative. Yeah. A lot of and that doesn't not one, right? On lack of knowledge doesn't allow them. Then right, you cannot power. Right?
Yes, 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 yes.
So that means everything that involves
It's done.
right. So when I rest of things that came down there, it becomes one. But when I don't about put FIR.
Okay. TAC in Abuja. It's can be in Lagos. Go to Abuja.
That's why
Okay. let me rephrase his questions for the viewers. So he has basically, this is what I was trying to avoid. Because I'm not in politics. I don't know, but he has exposed the inefficiency in government. Yeah. Yeah. Mhm. Mhm. Okay. Okay, go ahead. The guys is getting more interested. Okay. Mhm. That's the mentality we have in Nigeria. The Nigerian mentality. Tech startup is not always tech. Mhm. And it's tech. You want to put it in a pound. There should be to be a startup, there's a maximum. But I think I'm having not this before, but yeah, so you're asking a good question. First and foremost, startup does not have to be tech. And that one is just a cultural misnomer in our environment. I don't see that happening like that everywhere in the world. Here they believe in startup. We have this mindset when you hear startup is tech. It's our industry. And yeah, you understand? And you don't, any business can be a startup when you're at the early stage. Now the problem we have in Nigeria is we have business that want to be a startup perpetually. You don't ever want to leave that buzzword of startup. Now you can't be a startup perpetually. Now, what I think the word that I discovered based on my understanding is most of these guys maintain that status because of fundraising. We just don't want to stop being called startup because of fundraising. They want to perpetually be dependent on fundraising. So that's another challenge why you have it. So startups don't have to be tech. Now go back to the first point. Now he has really made a big point about the inefficiencies in government. And I was really scared I won't be on us having to defend the inefficiencies or having to have to speak against. Now, the truth is, let me give an example. One of our own, we're one of the Lagos State vendors, basically. So we work for a lot of government. And I will give you let me make this inefficiency bit worse. There are governments in this country that will build something for. They paid you to build it. You finish and they didn't use it. Today they've not used it. Yes. And they paid millions for it. So that just tells us they just did it for formality's sake, just to push out the money. And there are products we build today in government that I'm telling you, we're just maintaining it. You know, there's not single use one day. Yes. So we realize this inefficiency it has invaded every part of government, everywhere from the top to the bottom. Now, can we solve it overnight? No. Now, there's one they say in law, they say there's no ignorance in law. Same way I'm also of the opinion there's no ignorance in business. There's no ignorance in business. Now, what he has said is there are inefficiencies in government. standard, right? But you as a businessman, there are some you owe a fiduciary duty to your business. You hold that duty to your business to know what is required. As a matter of fact, I remember about 21 years ago, I bought the corporate CAC corporate environmental hack. I read it back to back. Why? I have this is the business I want to start. No. Yeah, that's I saw copy online now. In traffic, you pick it up, you read it. Yeah, yes. Now, what I'm trying to make is, as a business owner, yes, there are inefficiencies in government, and I want to address that inefficiency because there's a program I was just going by Lagos State now called the Lagos 360 dashboard. They are trying to automate all these gaps because they know these gaps are there. That's because most of us most of the younger generation in tech, we're not civil service oriented, so we don't have a massive infusion of tech into civil service. There is disconnect. A major disconnect. But my theory is, if tech has evolved into civil service from the early stages, our civil service will evolve beyond where they are now. Embrace change. Okay, good. Good question. I don't. Let's go to another. Yes. Yes. So the point I want to make is, I don't want us to flog all the inefficiencies of our government here. I'm of the opinion. Yes. So I want. It's good you have made this point. Now the truth is, I want us to first see this from two angles. I'm not really believe Nigeria has been fair to me. And when people run down Nigeria as a country, like, calm down. What are the requirements from you as a citizen that you do as a citizen of this country? That you, yeah, I was saying, as a person, I feel Nigeria has been fair on me. And when I see people talking negative about Nigeria perpetually, nothing good about it, I ask the question: do you know there's duties, responsibility on you as a citizen of this country? Have you done it? There are demands on you as a citizen of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. I am one rule I believe. My wife, no women they think ahead. How do my future, my children? This jackpot. Me, I'm not going to jackpot. But she's planning ahead. She has a roadmap. Plan B. The jackpot. I have a plan. And when she says this thing, I understand there are a lot of people that want to jackpot like that. That believes nothing in Nigeria. I have no belief in Nigeria. The question I ask all of them is, are you saying in this country there's nothing required of you too, as a citizen of this country, that you should be doing? For example, this one country where they have to force you to sit at home to do sanitation. Like businesses on Thursdays, businesses, they force them to stay at home to do sanitation. Why can't a responsible businessman not do sanitation? You want to wait now? Let me finish. wait, hold on. I'm going to get to the inefficiency. Just hold on. Let me balance it. I had this argument that I don't always take on government. I said I don't always take on. I take on government, but I take on it objectively. Now, let's even say we want to assume and give the business owners a break and say, okay, don't worry, there's nothing I'm supposed to do about that. Because I was going to tell you their own inefficiencies internally. I was going to talk about because some business owners, as a matter of fact, don't have a mission and vision statement. Because they're a one-man business, they believe I sell rice. I'm a one-man business. All I do is rice, only one person. You don't believe you should have your mission and vision statement clearly defined. Some don't have. These are this shows you are a responsible entrepreneur as a person. You can't tell me yes, you want to get some. Now let me now go back to what you said. There are inefficiencies in government and knowledge gap. There's some things we need in government that you can get easily. I've seen people call people to why them do something good, and this is one line you do it. The question I have is, let me give Lagos State as an example. And that's one of the states I know is really fast moving with technology. Let me say, Lagos State have done a lot of implementation. As a matter of fact, we launched something for Lagos State about 5 months ago in Protea Hotel here. You know what I realized? People prefer to learn how to use Facebook than to learn how to use the simple thing Facebook. As I'm speaking to the e-tax of Lagos, you can pay your tax online yourself. And people will still go and who can help me do my tax? But they can go on Facebook and figure out the complexity of all this interaction on social media. But they can't. Now, why I realize this? It's a function of discipline. Now, government can't do everything. If you have seen people say, look at America, look at Nigeria. Well, take America back in 1960. In Lagos State. And in the class, they asked me so many relevant questions, I was going to end the class. I don't know if you've ever been in that kind of class where all the questions are irrelevant. It was a data science class. The questions, hope you're not going to say Lagos State, I say it. You know, the questions they were asking in the class were not making sense. I got to a stage, I was like, I started thinking, I maybe I'm not the one teaching the wrong thing. I'm not telling you, in essence, is if we have an institutional system that is incompetent, two wrongs don't make it right. Two wrongs don't make it right. We need to start teaching Nigerians and businesses in Nigeria to be responsible. Now, because if we don't do that, what we are promoting indirectly is we have an inefficient governance system. Yeah. So what can we change? I know how hard it is to change anything in government. It is so. As a matter of fact, we've been on a software project where we never changed the entire architecture, but we got it wrong from the beginning. We got halfway. We never changed the architecture, but that required switching on features. It took us 4 months to get it changed. So my thought is, should we advocate that in a digital economy, the government is putting resources in place and with all their inefficiencies? Because it's only in this government they won't put young man like him that knows what he's doing in government. No, they will put an old man that has money. This man will come in public and share the money in public than buying your vote, and they will still put him in power. They won't put intellectuals. I mean, should we share that inefficient system, which we've been worshipping for years? Should be what we should wish to change, or should the business owners reposition themselves? And one of those that believe the problem with Nigeria is not Japa. So I once heard, so I'm going to criticize the man in it. The man was preaching all these social media preachers, and he said, Nigeria, over something billion naira flows through the streets of Lagos for food alone. The people are always buying food. And all you need to do is just plug in. And this is how easy to plug in. This is how easy everybody. So to plug into the financial system, first of all, another thing I have in my mind, you're a small business. You don't have a business account to collect money. And you're in a digital economy. I've had small businesses. One-man business. As a matter of fact, that they don't believe they can just have a pay stack collection link. Wait, pay me, send a link, pay me a link. They don't know I can just collect money from anybody. It's easily like that. Some small business don't have any gateway they used to collect money remotely. And that's why some things I wanted to say, I already said this, so I don't want to go into. What I'm saying, you have to be able to build a responsible business to be able to maximize the digital economy. Simple. If you are not responsible as a businessman, forget what government cannot do for you. Government cannot do everything. Does that mean you shouldn't pay tax? No. Correct that government cannot do for you. Does that mean you shouldn't have your own internal system? You are a one-man business. Do you mean you should have a website? Like you have said, does that mean you shouldn't be on Google business? Does that mean you have a social media presence? No. There are some responsibility required of you as a business. Whether you're a one-man that you have no supervisor, or you are a 3-man, you are supervising other people. There are responsibilities required that if you are disciplined, and I don't want to go spiritual, but I'm a spiritual being. So pardon me. I want to do that believe. See, if this land called Nigeria is not used to you, it's because you've not used this land. That was responsible for you. You've not needed this land. So when you keep blaming Nigeria, the question I have for you is simple. Do you do sanitation in your house? It's as simple as, do you do sanitation in your house? Do you come out of your house and clean the street? No. You pay tax? No. Ask them. They will give them a checklist of 10 checklists. They will tick no for 9. You understand what I mean? So everything is not technology. To maximize the digital economy, you need to be a responsible business owner. So the core of my Message today is, yes, government has a lot of things they do in the digital economy. They provide infrastructure, they gain digital literacy, they help support startups, they help do a lot of things, government, with all their inefficiencies, and they can't get it right completely. There's no government that can get it right in 8 years or 4 years. We are at the stage in this country where 8 years can't fix us. So should we wait for that kind of inefficient system, or should we fix the people interfacing with that system? Thank you very much. Okay, you want to do that? You want to go ahead. Go ahead. Where do I put them?
Dr. Steve, pay Dr. Steve, pay the economy. But if you don't do
So are you saying the city cannot pay tax? Is that your point? That's what I'm saying. Directly, in one man on social media, there are tax instruments that cover different categories. That person, the problem is not the content creators. The problem is Nigerians taking responsibility. I want to be a responsible. Do you know overseas? You can't even pay. A typical person in Nigeria that don't pay tax. I mean, elite. They can't. And even when they go there, they pay that money. They pay that tax. They comply. It's only, and I don't blame them because we're in a ghetto country where you get away with any kind of crime. You get away without paying tax and you still abuse government. What do you go to abuse government? You don't pay tax for goodness sake. You don't abuse government. You don't pay tax. You go to abuse government. That's what I mean. So these content creators, the problem we have, yes, we have. You can see they just brought this guy into the tax regime. This lady from PwC. The guy has always advocated. Before Tinubu brought in that. Well, in Nigeria is people don't know that if I do my small tax, people pay the tax is one big burden. If a typical Nigerian know like just drop 200 every month, I will gladly do it. And the problem we also have is we're not having the technology ecosystem releasing tax-based products that brings inclusivity. All we do is fintech. All we do is money. If you cannot tax-based product, that means everybody on this platform I pay 200 every month. I don't mind. You will see Nigerians don't actually mind paying that money. Then we will not go to another problem. We then now steal the money, will they use it? But that's the point for another day. Thank you.
For example,
That's a good question. Now, what connecting with your company? Say umbrella, you connect investors with startups. See, the government cannot connect individually to everybody. We are too much a population for the government to reach us one on one. But there are businesses that work with businesses. The Association of African Startups, you have some small businesses in your network. Umbrella, right? You have some small businesses you connect with investors. If they can work with you, you guys can be the all-in-one package for all these small businesses. You know, when they come to you, you guide them. You have a playbook. So that's all you need as a business.
yeah, that's what we have. And then
I think government can aggregate organizations like you. Through you, they can transform all these businesses. No, as a matter of fact, if the government we propose it before, the government can do a simple platform where it's something I get from government by the but the government goes debit maybe 200 naira for me every market. Or so there's informal taxation, informal, where you are selling pepper in the market. There's a tax instrument for you. But the problem we have in Nigeria is I don't even think the people are not the gap. Now education, the gap is too much. And the government have not approached it properly. They can aggregate organizations that deal with businesses. Like we don't deal with business. But organizations that deal with businesses, aggregate them. Bring more. Thank you.
Talk about how
That's not an instrument, but it's a tax instrument for them. Pay is different.
Right now,
Are you sure it's not a Nigerian problem? There are countries where they do the right things. That yes, yes. Oh no, so sorry. Let's separate that's a different thing. So don't let's go. No. That's based on let me get now that's where so one thing there's so that whatever you pay, that one say access to it. Now people that are using that it's not as if they don't pay at all. So I see the trying to avoid paying the full. You go and check out the people they've arrested or taken to.
yes,
They not they pay zero. They try to cut it down, and every company goes down. Even here, there are something that
that naturally why okay.
make them
You know what we are only with the chase. We cannot go. You see that
no, man, it's smooth government. No. That one is smooth. It's still for it. It's smooth government.
that even if we thought about it, because that will give you a ton of go and forth. And so make it something like this. So I don't think that people, and as far as this starts with people bring that videos are spread for example, but look at the what people now can pray for and this video for videos like YouTube for video and so $200 in the last $200. When I'm done with it, I don't see how to go and spend it. But right? But this is an intervention from the manual to the now look at them. I'm a if I say okay, I will not really go certain things. When I saw that I saw the bed, but I remember when I began to see the what's the word? The appreciation of the company that well, with what they do, with what they already start. And what they do. For example, I have a friend, yes, I know that they talk about the situation. And what I know is transformation is education is education is this one will be a motion actively doing that. He knows that activity the job is the only thing you have to pay extra is if you have to make it because they people in them. So you are already now pay extra for it. So when you see them, when you can see, oh, you know, what, like, we can both. Business, Nigeria, and
Can I get 3 minutes to respond to this? And I want to respond to this as a Nigerian. It's a patriotic Nigerian. And you see, it's a matter of black and white. You can't mix black and white and have white or black. You have a different color. You see, today Nigerians begin to move beyond always facing Nigeria like this and complaining. And we start to face, I say, what can I do for my own local economy? Me, locally. That's the thing we start progressing. Let me tell you what will happen if you don't stop this pattern. Nigeria can never be perfect, and there's no perfect government anywhere. No, sure. I've done it when the Fed chair, US, gave his speech. I extended analysis on this. There's no economy in this world that's perfect. None. Hold on. I asked for 3 minutes. What we have is an economy where citizens, they see the inefficiency, but they still like to do right. But see what we do in Nigeria is we see the inefficiency, criticizes, and we turn our back and do another country. See the hope of people to do this and turn our back and go to another country. See the inefficiency, criticizes, turn our back and go to another country. See the inefficiency, turn our back and go to one day there will be nothing left in this country. It's when we start seeing the inefficiency, and we say, I see it too. I know these stars are collecting. We want to steal it. Let's even say they steal all the money. Do your part. Wait, last thing I want to say, see, there are a lot of men of God that have been praying for Nigeria since 1960. Men of God. No, I have not the answer. We are not responsible Nigerians. It's not because they are praying because every Nigerian still in problem and thought that they pray for 1960. Exactly. Yes. Overnight. You put it there.
right? And but
We need answers so.
however, we cannot override the fact that we need an endemic level. There's something that we don't know that we don't work in Japan. Because you know Japan, you know, people are in another one, being over. They put out when they put it in home. Yeah. In our own life, yeah, we can do it. So if we don't have
I want to take it from here, and this is what I want to propose. See, I love your expository this year's conference as this is showing us that we want Nigeria to work. We want it to thrive. We want the system to work so that we can thrive. Size next year, by God's grace, we're going to have a roundtable. The government will sit with us. Entrepreneurs come here and pour their hearts, and then from there we design a system to move forward, even if we have to take the responsibility. I don't think problem-solving problems. Like you mentioned, this tax education thing, I've taken it for myself. I will sit with my team, we'll design A to Z, everything required to know about taxation in this country. Create the capacity. Outside the government. So they may not comply to give us everything. We are going to solve that problem so that next year when we sit on the table, we tell the government we have created an academic system where people can learn every day. What we need from you is give us an environment. And if you need us to come in and help you work it, we will give ourselves to doing it. Do you see? Like you said, when we are, let's take one step. What can I do? What I can do is what I'm saying now. I'm doing an agreement. Brought out this from the tweets. Yes. And so if your hands are not too busy, rise up in a big innovation to our keynote speaker, Dr. Stephen Adetiti Monina, for indeed bringing color to this year's TAAS Tech Summit. Thank you very much, sir. We honor you and thank you for the
Thank you very much.
Those of you who are online next year, make sure to join us physically so you can be a part of the serious conversations going on here. I will move forward in today's conversation and I want to sort of bring to our notice our new product that we launched. We have talked about products and services and how you can leverage digital platform. But there's so many of you as entrepreneurs who haven't properly packaged your products and services to even leverage the digital economy. Dr. Stephen said, if you say you are going to take advantage of the digital economy, you must be positioned. In order to be positioned, we have put together a bundle called the Boost Your Business Revenue Digitally with our bundle. And in this bundle, we have put together different products and services that would help you define your product. It will help you brand your product. It will help you also maximize all the social media platforms we have so that you too can begin to earn digitally from this digital space. But most importantly, it will position you on marketing and sales in the digital economy. So if you're here, the link has been dropped in the comment section. I know that the total amount of this bundle is about 105,000, but because of the Tech Summit, we're giving you a 30% discount for everyone who wants to participate in this product launch. All you need to do is use the details in the link. There's a link there where you can go directly and purchase this bundle for a 30% discount virtually. To do so, please just go ahead and indeed click the link right now. If you have further questions in this audience, please do well to begin to put them together. You can write them on papers and our compare will share them with all our speakers. We have 2 more speakers to go in this year's Tech Summit. As we plan to wrap up, make sure you're not in a hurry to leave. For those who are indeed physical, so that you can network with others. But those of you who are also virtual, make sure to follow our social media pages. TAAS Africa on Instagram, on Facebook. You can also go to our website. Just follow every singular news going on our website, www.taasafrica.org. And the reason why you must pay attention is because there will be launching of different kinds of products, so that to sort of intimate you on the new things that will be coming. For example, we're going to partner with somebody in tax to teach us the A to Z of every singular tax item, instrument available in Nigeria, so that the average business owners know exactly what to do in order to indeed be tax compliant. To wrap up this, so that I can hand over to the next speaker, Dr. Stephen said something I want to buttress. He said, no matter how much we speak about the government, they may never be 100%, but we have a responsibility. Our responsibility is show up correct. You don't correct a wrong by being wrong. You don't correct a wrong by being wrong. I know we want transparency, we want accountability. I can guarantee you that even if we bring a government official on this table, including the president himself, he cannot 100% solve your problems at once. But let us start by putting our best foot forward, doing what needs to be done. Because one day, a responsible government will come, and when they come, they will clamp down on those who have ignored the things that they need to be doing. At that time, you say they are wicked. And you don't want it to get to that place. So make sure you are compliant, right? Has this been helpful and impactful so far? Let's put our hands together one more time. And so, you cannot go forward without doing this. Today is one of our dear board members' birthday and my dear husband. And so, birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, God. To you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. So you're gonna count. What am I gonna count? How many numbers? Okay, TAAS. Okay, TAAS. T-A-S. Happy birthday. All right, so we can continue our address now.
Happy birthday to you, Edina Anthony. We wish you long life and prosperity. Before we go to our next guest speaker, like Mr. Dr. Steven said, we need to take responsibility. Okay. Let's quickly have the picture section before Mr. Ine Joseph. So please, our online participants, give us just a few minutes for. Yeah, just watch us out.
Please come, let's take pictures. Start your life. Okay. Chief Twitter. Photographer is there. Fantastic.
It's not working.
Do you think we should take this off? Yeah,
It's okay, right? Thank you so much.
Okay.
We're good to go? Sorry, everyone. Yes. It's okay.
Okay. Yeah. It's good.
Thank you very much. God bless you, sir. Thank you.
So like the Steven said, we need to take responsibility, and also the government also need to also take their own responsibility. So not to take too much of our time, we're going to our next speaker, and that will be Mr. Ine Joseph, the young man that was so passionate about government also making things responsible. He will be taking us on mastering affiliate marketing for revenue growth. So I'll quickly take his citation before he comes up stage. Ine Joseph is an entrepreneur, public speaker, and business coach. He has been recognized as one of the top 100 creators in Africa by Seller and one of the top 50 African influencers by Engati. In the last 2 years, Joseph has trained over 1,000 individuals across various platforms for free. He also coaches a community of 3,000 members from different countries and is currently raising global superstars on the world's largest B2B marketing platform through his one-of-a-kind LinkedIn Edge program. Joseph is a passionate teacher and financial freedom advocate. His goal is to help people leverage the internet to achieve financial success and advance their careers. Ladies and gentlemen, if our hands are not too busy, I would like us to put together for Mr. Ine Joseph as he takes us on affiliate marketing for revenue growth.
Good afternoon, everyone. So I will try and make this as concise but yet practical as possible. So we're talking about mastering affiliate marketing and businesses. How many of us have heard about affiliate marketing before? I think it's one of those buzzwords we hear around. I mean, so have any of us maybe practiced affiliate marketing at any point? Is it as a vendor or as a marketer? As a marketer, okay. Which of the platforms? Seller. Okay, so you were into information marketing and you were selling, was it physical products or courses? Okay, courses. Awesome. Anyone else? Have you had maybe, okay, so let's even start with when they say affiliate marketers. Who is an affiliate marketer?
again, it's one of those buzzwords because it's often mistaken with network marketing. So maybe for some people now your mind is going to MLM. It's not your fault, right? Because as we hear marketing, we hear MLM. All right. So, but basically, when we say an affiliate, it's simply a middleman. A middleman. That's what an affiliate is. A middleman that helps you get to a product or service. And we use a particular middleman every time. I'm sure we will use that middleman today called Uber or Bolt. So we know Bolt do not own the rights. Uber don't own the cars. You as a personal car owner, you can register on Bolt or Uber as a driver and say, okay, I want to drive around the Ikeja, for example. And someone who needs a ride would connect to Uber and connect you both together. That's what an affiliate is. An affiliate is a connector between a product seller and its consumer. In the middle, I think Uber gets about 12 to 15% commission for every ride you pay Uber. Let's say you pay 8,000, 10,000. You know, Uber just collects about 15% or so, and the rest is for the driver. So that's basically who an affiliate is. It's a middleman. And that, of course, that's in a broad sense, using Uber as an example. But then we also have individual marketers, like, for example, real estate agents. You see them every day, right? The real estate agent is not the landlord. Those days, when we used to rent house, you go to the house, knock, knock, landlord comes out and say, you want to rent house? This flat is 2 million, right? But we used to pay security fee and garbage fee. But these days, when you want to rent house, you meet an agent who will tell you this house is 2 million, but my agent's fee is 500K. Security, so by the time you are done, you're almost paying 3 million for the first year. I was trying to get an apartment recently and I was living like, why am I paying more to these bloody hustlers? Why don't you just take me straight to the landlord? But the landlord in question lives abroad, right? And cannot categorically come and do those business with you. So they get agents who will help them do it. So that's the idea of affiliate market. It's really how you can get middlemen to help you organize activities for your business while we share the revenue. Does that make any sense? Now, I would love to go a bit into some key terms globally about affiliate marketing. We have 3 types of affiliate marketing models. All right, when we say model, that is how it is done. For example, we have the pay per sale. This is the most popular. Pay per sale is where I agree with this lady. She's selling cars, and she says, Joseph, you're an influencer. Anybody you are able to bring to me to buy cars from me, I'll give you 5%. I'll give you 2%. I'll give you 10%. It depends. We decide. And so I am paid for every sale. That's called pay per sale. So if I bring customers to you and they don't buy your product, I don't get anything. So that's the most popular, and it's more rigorous because you have to, it's almost as though you are the business owner. To make money using that model, let's say if you were the affiliate, you will have to own the business. And that is why we see a lot of real estate guys act like they are the owner in such a way that they say, oh, you will like this apartment. They do all of that to make you buy, because it's when you buy, they get paid. That's the pay per sale. You see it a lot with real estate agents. It's the most popular now, even more than the one we used to say, let's say Jumia or Amazon. Real estate is the perfect example of that. Now, also, there are arrangements you can have in the online course area where you sell courses, you sell books, and get paid a commission. And most of all these online platforms, you can get as much as 40%, 50%, even 70%. So let's say you say $100 training program, you get a commission. I have a friend who works with Nexford University. How many of us know Nexford, right? So Nexford is like online and off and in-person type of education. So Nexford have an affiliate program where you as a student or an alumni of the university would help them get students to come and join their school or to come and register, and they pay in dollars. So if everything the student pays, maybe it's $10,000 in the process or $5,000 in the process, I think they give you about, I think 10% or so commission.
So that's how this guy was able to make $1,000 in a particular month. I think he got about 8 to 10 people to register in next fall. Now, I would like to state that for the pay-per-sale model to work, it has to be something people are already interested in buying. Like real estate, there are people actively looking for houses. At Nextford University, there are people who are actively pursuing a master's degree or pursuing education in a renowned institution. So for it to work, it has to be something in demand. I've seen people send me emails and say, Joseph, I see you're an affiliate. We have a program to sell, and I'm not interested. Why? Because I know to sell that person's product, first, it's not popular. Second, it probably is not in demand. And we have to now own the brand. Because, I mean, now I'm talking from the business angle. The marketer's angle, the people who are helping you market, there's a way they think. They are looking for the quickest way to sell and make quick bucks. I don't want a product that will take me 3 months to make one sale. When there are products I can sell 100 copies in 1 month, because it's a game of numbers. If I get $10 per sale, for example, or let's say $100 per sale, if I need to see how I can make 10 sales in a month to make $1,000, and we're all looking for ways to make the big money, isn't it? And so if you are trying to get an affiliate to help sell something, then you want to make sure it's something in demand, or there is a proven demand in the market for it. That's the pay-per-sale. Then the next one is the pay-per-click. It's not so popular, but it's used by people who run advertisement online. You have a website. For the easiest way I can use it for you is, let's say you have a YouTube channel. You are creating videos on YouTube. Have you ever wondered how people make money on YouTube? They say, the people view your video, they will make money. How do people make the money on YouTube? Of course, YouTube pays you in about 2 ways or so. There are other ways, which I might not be able to tell now. I know one of them is cost per view, where per million view or per 1,000 views they give you, and it also depends on your niche. Some niche have higher cost per view, some niche have lower cost per view. Like for example, the entertainment industry has a lower cost per view compared to the financial literacy. And so let's say you are a finance coach, people like Alex Omozi now, and they are on YouTube teaching, their cost per view is higher because it's not a popular way where you can just go on YouTube, dress like a clown and 1 million views. So YouTube is smart to know, okay, that one is cheap view, but for people to intentionally listen to a finance coach, this person must be sharing value, so they pay you more for that. So there's also cost per click. Cost per click is where you are watching a video and YouTube shows an ad while you are watching that video. Now, if you actually want to support the owner of that channel, allow the ad play. I'm telling you. Sometimes I do it, I allow the ads play. Because the more these ads play, the more YouTube rewards the channel owner that, oh, our ads played on your platform. Take this one. Now, if you click that ad, you may not even buy on that ad. But YouTube, Google AdSense will pay the owner of that channel. That's what we call cost per click. Whether you buy or not, the fact that you have a platform, like Mr. Ayo was talking about owning websites, it's also another thing. So let's say you have a website and the traffic goes there. When we say traffic, people are always going on that website. So check for news updates. And then they agree with you and ads are shown on your website. If they click that ad on your website, whether they buy or not, you are being paid for cost per click. It shows that, oh, your platform is good enough for we to continually push ads. So that's another affiliate method per click. You are not getting paid for selling anything or doing anything, just being a middleman for people to broadcast their updates and you get paid, right? So then we have pay per lead. Pay per lead is where you get paid for how many people you bring to a company or you bring to a business. Now it's popular amongst the banking industry, where a marketer can come and say, how much will you pay me if I'm able to get you 500 people to sign up in your bank? I mean, that's the easiest way to get a job in a bank. If you can go to any bank now and say, I can help you register 500 new bank account openings. And each account will have nothing less than 1K or 2K inside. Because that's also another thing. An active account, you're in job. So when people say I'm jobless, I'm like, you don't understand how the market works. Are we together? So if you have the pay per lead, for example, the bank can now say every account you are able to sign up, that has minimum of 2K or 5K or 10K will give you so and so. That's the pay per lead style. So as a marketer, I sign up with GT Bank, for example, and I go about spreading the gospel of GTB. And when I get people to register, that's why these marketers, the people that get you to sign up, some of the banks you open, you don't plan to open them. You were somewhere, someone came and took you like this. Before you know, open them, they say, this account, you cannot open that. Put something, if it's 1K, 500. It's okay. I never have done that before. So they are that compelling because they need to do these things to get paid for their service. Just bringing 100 people who open the account and will never use the account, they won't pay you for it. So now, I've shown you the 3 different models. Now, you may be wondering, what model do I adopt? It depends on your brand goal. It depends on your brand goal. If your business is about, I want more leads to come. That is, we want more customers to come and know our store exists. When they come, we will do the selling by ourselves. We will do the convincing by ourselves. Then you can adopt the pay per lead. A lead is someone interested in your offer or service. And so you can meet people and say, that's why one easy way to know pay per lead is Balogu market. How many of us know? When the moment you land that market, 100 people will surround you. You want to buy shoe, you want to buy bank, you want to buy this, you want to buy that. Say, bros, come, and they go my shop. It's not their shop. They say, I get card. How many of us have been there? Because now, the danger of that thing is, the moment they carry you enter that shop, just know anything you are buying, now plus, so maybe plus 2K. Yeah. They put their money up because the business owner has agreed with them. The moment you come in, they don't even need to look and say, bros, and maybe the moment they sight you and the person come in, they know now which a customer be this. So yeah,